Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Please stand and join us in singing Joy to the World, and please watch the monitor. We have revised the lyrics to bring them in harmony with the unity principles.
Joy to the world, the Lord is here. Let earth receive blessings. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, God's pure heart reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. Love rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Please be seated and join us in singing the first Noel after a brief musical interlude.
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. You sound great.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Veronica Wolf, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our service. Please join me in waving hello to our online friends. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we truly appreciate you. Before we begin service, let's all take a moment to check our cell phones and other devices and be sure that they are turned completely off. Thank you. We are blessed to have as our musicians today, Heart Dream. They have CDs available on the patio after the service. So let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it together 3 times. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue by reading aloud the statement of our unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in all decisions and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at death. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me and through my heart, the world. And now our heart minister, Kathy Beddoes, will read from Unity's Daily Word.
The daily word is love. Joining family, friends, and my community in this season of love, I feel a generosity of spirit. Divine love connects us to one another. It encourages cooperation. As we share God's love from within, we express appreciation and respect for each other. I love and accept myself, and I love and accept others. Love brings forgiveness to strained relationships and healing to old hurts or misunderstandings. Love transforms conflict into harmony. When I see with the eyes of love, I see possibilities for good in all people and circumstances. The more love I give, the more love grows in me. I am filled with joy as I express love with a happy heart. And the scripture reading is from 1 John 4:16. So we have known and believed the love that God has for us. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. And the affirmation for today is, I am transformed by the harmonizing and expansive power of God's love. Please repeat that with me. I am transformed by the harmonizing and expansive power of God's love. Thank you.
Please join us in singing now a traditional Hebrew folk song, which means, how good it is and how pleasant for brethren to dwell together.
How good it is and how pleasant for brethren to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for brethren to dwell together. How good it is, how good it is. La da 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 dum. How good it is, how good it is. La da 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 dum. Hine matovu manai. Shevet achim gam yakar, hine ma tovu manai. Shevet achim gam yakar, how good it is, hine ma tov. La da 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 da. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La da 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 da. How good it is and how pleasant for brethren to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for brethren to dwell together. How good it is, how good it is. La da 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 da. How good it is, how good it is. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
I'm going to highlight a few upcoming events. The details of these and other wonderful activities are found in your bulletin and on our website. We are collecting socks, caps, gloves, and coats to keep our homeless neighbors warm this winter. You are also invited to donate McDonald's $5 gift cards or cash to purchase needed items. Please bring your donations to the sanctuary foyer. Our remembrance service this Tuesday is a time to honor those who are no longer able to share in our Christmas on this earthly plane. You are invited to bring your memories of someone dear to you, bring a picture or a story or a family memento, light a candle, and honor the place that wonderful person holds in your heart. For our family Christmas Eve service at 5:30, our Unity children have created a very special service. And our later 8 o'clock service is sacred, and music both joyous and profound will embrace us as we celebrate the holy night together. On Christmas Day, when families gather together to share the joy of Christmas, we will hold one very unique service at 11:30 only for our spiritual family, and even Santa might join us. Jeremy has something to say about a bake sale and a Dickens fair.
Thank you. Hear ye, come one and all to the Dickens Fair, Sunday, December 18th at 1 p.m. after Sunday services. Come join your fellows for merriment, dancing, and holiday treats. There'll be storytelling, there'll be gift-making, and games for the lads and lasses. Feel free to come dressed up as your favourite Dickens character, and please bring a favourite holiday treat to share with your fellows. And today, on the patio, our YOU are hosting a bake sale, and all love offerings go to fund their activities through the year. Come enjoy a treat. Thank you, and all is well.
It's always like that here, isn't it? So if you are here with us for the first time, we invite you to raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. If you are here, raise it up high. We welcome you and those of you who have joined us online into our spiritual community. We truly appreciate you being with us. Yeah, we've got some hands all around, so while they walk around, we'll wait just a moment. Glad you're here. Please keep your hands in the air while our ushers bring you the gift of a shell lei. And on that lei is an affirmation we share with each of you. And that affirmation says, just as God has a design for every shell of the sea, so God has a design for your life. We have a blessing which you will see on the monitors. Please join me and open our arms to send you a sincere blessing from our hearts as we affirm together, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. Thank you for joining us today. I love you. Now take a moment and greet each other till the music begins. Hug it up.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And what was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day? And what was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day in the morning? The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day in the morning. All the angels in heaven shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. All the angels in heaven shall sing on Christmas Day in the morning. All the souls on earth shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. All the souls on earth shall sing on Christmas Day in the morning, on Christmas Day in the morning, on Christmas Day in the morning.
All right. Take that deep breath through your heart. And as you breathe out and let go, we prepare to enter into our time of prayer and meditation together. Usually we take and we start with a time of attunement and opening and go into that place of silence. And then when we come out, we take that beautiful spiritual energy and I lead us through sending it out. But I'm going to lead you a little less when we send it out. Just let you have a time of really sharing it, sending out that beautiful presence that you've touched to all those people who are a part of your Christmas world, to bless and heal and uplift each one. So in entering into our time of prayer now, let the music be that guide to the very center of your heart.
Bring ye your life center, ye children of the earth. With His mind in you, shining in new birth. Bring ye your life center, ye doers of the word, to find in your waking the inner voices heard. Bring ye your life centered, ye seekers in the night, to receive in giving a vision of the light. To receive in giving a vision of the light.
Beloved presence, Mother, Father, God, infinite love. As we turn within and journey into that place of deep, conscious connection with you, we gently let go. Let go of the thoughts, the concerns, all those things that may fill our busy world. And we move to that place of your presence that still point in our turning universe. That place where all our thoughts and concerns are touched by your quiet and your peace. A place where we can touch your love so deeply. We can let that love flow through us. Fill us. Unfold for us your wisdom, that we might be instruments of your love. And so in that letting go, we journey into this place of sacred stillness, this place deeper than thought and feeling, where we simply rest at one with you, following that direction given by the Master when he said to us, "Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be." Mother, Father, God, infinite love. We're so grateful that we can send forth this beautiful love that we experience, which is the movement of your Spirit through our hearts. And so we take and send that love forth. And in this time, we send it to touch each one and lift all into your wholeness. We send this love also to the earth, to all her creatures. And we send this love to the heart of every single person. For you are the love in every heart. And in this love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. It is so.
To receive and giving,
My goodness. Christmas is showing up again. Have you noticed it came quicker than it did a year ago? I keep trying to explain it, but I can't. So, but it keeps happening. And one of the beautiful things here is so many ways that we get to touch into the consciousness and the energy and it's that radiant love that's behind it all. We've got to have our service this week where we get to do that remembrance service and acknowledge those that are still a part of our hearts. And then our choir does their fantastic Christmas experience next Sunday. Saturday after that is Christmas Eve. 2 beautiful, beautiful services. And then Christmas morning comes on Sunday. So, looking at that and thought, I really think it's nicest when everybody spends Christmas morning at home with their families. So, the only service we're going to do is this one. We're going to do the 11:30 service, have our whole family, our spiritual family here come in, be a part of it, and make it fun and different. And so beautiful things ahead. Now, one of the things that I like and that I was getting into, we were putting up the lights in the tree and all that. But one of my favorite things is the nativity scene. And since I was a little boy, that's always has meant so much to me. And I loved coming in this morning and see the beautiful nativity scenes that are in the entry. What a real treat. And I was looking at why is that? I mean, it's a sweet story, but why does that not only touch me, but it keeps coming back? It's something that keeps coming back in consciousness for us to touch again. And I began to look at it a little differently and see what was really there. And to me, that becomes this exquisite symbol of what we touch within our hearts. And it's as though with that power, that ability of something to be there that we go back to, we see again and again. Again, it doesn't matter whether we are consciously aware of it, whether we think of it that way or not. It keeps that process of spiritual awakening that happens through our hearts, that flow of spiritual energy keeps moving through it and calling us into that higher place. When you think about the symbols that are there, okay, there's always the animals. Now, we don't all have the same animals. Okay, and the nativity scene at our house is a Montana nativity. So we have bears and bighorn sheep and that sort of thing for our animals at our house. But we all do it our own way. But the symbol of the animals that are there, if you'll notice in the scene, they are always a quiet, warm, supportive presence. Okay, and the animals are actually a symbol of, if you will, the animal nature, the self that we deal with as we grow up through this third-dimensional body, and the many energies and urges that are there that we, in the heart, bring into that place of harmony with it all. Because the heart is that place where the spiritual energy enters and touches the lower chakras and the higher chakras and brings them into harmony together. And it's that harmony that we see in that nativity scene. The presence of that part of the self, not excluded, but present in a supportive way. And then there's the symbol of Mary. And what a beautiful and powerful symbol she has been for ages and ages. It's just a tremendous way for us to touch with. What those of you that have done the stories and looking at symbols with me know, it's a female figure, so that she is a symbol of the feelings, of the feeling nature, and she's the symbol of the feelings of love that we touch in the heart. Okay, So here is this deep connection to our feelings, and isn't Christmas the time when those feelings within the heart are so awakened? And then with her is Joseph. And Joseph is a wisdom symbol. Okay, he's a symbol of that amazing intelligence that flows through the heart when we are in connection with that feeling self. So here's this brilliance that is spiritual wisdom flowing through us that transforms how we see the world. And then you have the baby. Okay, and the baby is the expression that comes from the love, the feelings of love combined with that deep wisdom that we have, that wisdom of that spiritual self that flows through you. When it is brought into expression. Now, when you think into Jesus' life, it wasn't only that he felt love and had wisdom, but he expressed it from that place of wholeness. He brought healing, brought people into wholeness. Okay, from that place of abundance, when he met lack, he brought forth that abundance. Okay, where there was ignorance, he brought forth that greater wisdom. So he was that expression. So it gives us this fullness of who we become in the heart. So let's touch it another way. There was a young woman from Switzerland. Her name is Ursula. And Ursula was in her late teens. She wanted to learn English. So she came and got a job with a family in New York City. Now, her role with that family was kind of like a secretary. You know, she took care of, all the details and correspondence and things that needed to be done, but she might also be involved in playing with the grandchildren. And so this family took Ursula in, and she was here experiencing New York, and it was Christmas time, so her job was to log in all the presents that came and, make sure what it was and who it was from. And the family that, had taken her in was a very, very affluent family, and these beautiful gifts were coming. And if you've ever had the chance to do New York at Christmas time, oh, what a place. The beauty, the abundance, the decorations, it's an exquisite place to get to touch at Christmas. And so she was in the middle of this world with all these beautiful things. And she wanted to acknowledge her appreciation for this family that had taken her in at Christmas time with a gift. But if you're logging in the gifts for people that have everything anyhow, and you see these, the level at which gift was a little bit beyond what she was able to play at. And so she's dealing with that frustration and those feelings, and she finds herself in a room, and that's bothering her. She realizes also she wants to, also acknowledge the love that she's feeling for her family back in Switzerland. And she's looking at Central Park, and it just doesn't look like the Alps. So she's going through her feelings of homesickness. But when she did, as she looked at those feelings, and for her family and for this family that was caring for her and providing this wonderful experience, and she focused on the love, focused on feeling her love for her family, for this family. And when she did that, she began to feel some of the peace. And then she had an idea. The idea to look at it differently. Now, the next day was her day off, and it was Christmas Eve. So she took and went to one of the big New York department stores, and there she went along and, did that, finding the right place and going through and finding the right things. And what she ended up buying was a beautiful dress for a little baby and some warm things for the baby. She had them all wrapped beautifully and took them out in her shopping bag and went outside and looked around and saw one of the big New York hotels, so went over to the doorman there. So she asked the doorman, "Where are the poor streets in the town? Where are the people where the poor people live?" And so he began naming some parts of the city, which didn't mean anything to her and was just more confusing. So she went and she went up to a policeman that was there directing the traffic and said, "Okay, I want to find this part of town." And he made it real clear to her, no, she didn't. And so she didn't know what to do, and she's kind of going along, and she's kind of looking, taking a couple turns looking for the street that looks poorer than the next one. And she heard a bell. She recognized it was the Salvation Army. They have the Salvation Army in Switzerland too. They're all over the world and doing their wonderful work. So she went up to this man and asked him if he knew where there was a family that didn't have anything, that was poor, that had a baby. And so he asked her some questions and began to understand what she wanted to do. And he said, "Well, in my neighborhood, there are many families like that." So he said, why don't you wait? I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, and then can you afford a cab ride? She said she could. So when he got off, they took a cab, and they went to this very dark apartment complex over in the part of town where he was from. And he said, okay, there's a family on the third floor. They just have a brand new baby, and they won't have anything. She got out to start to go up and then turned to him and said, "Would you take this up? If I take it, they will think it is from me, and it's not from me. So would you go up simply as the person that is delivering it?" So he said he would do that. So he took the baby dress and the warm clothes up to that family. And so she got in a cab ride. The taxi driver took her home. And he wouldn't let her pay him. Next morning, the family was all together and they were opening their presents. And she got many wonderful things and everybody was enjoying. And finally came to that kind of quiet space that happens. And she said, "Well, I want to share with you what my present is." And so she told them about going to the department store and what she picked out, and about connecting with the doorman and the policeman, and how she found the Salvation Army man and he helped her get, and about what he had told her about this apartment and the mother with a new baby, and how they wouldn't have anything, and how he took the gifts up. And she said that she had wanted to acknowledge how much she felt her love for this family, the wonderful care that they'd given her. And the only way that she could really do that was by giving kindness to others. Now, there was a person in the family there who acknowledged that of the gifts that Christmas, that this was the one that touched most deeply. And that was remembered for the longest time. And it actually became a part of the inspiration that took him to share with people at Christmas time, which he did for many years. It was Norman Vincent Peale. And he was touched by this gift. What happens is when what we do comes from that deeper place, from that place within the heart where we connect directly with Spirit, it creates differently. It brings an energy of transformation. If you think of Ursula's experience, the nativity scene starts with the animals and all those feelings that she was having. Don't have enough money. I'm homesick. I know I can't do anything that's going to, all that stuff is just that world of feeling. And in the heart, it becomes quiet. It's not wrong. But as it quiets, then we have the ability to touch that which is deeper within us. And so she was able then to focus on the love, that which is Mary, those feelings of love within us. And when she did that and entered into that, her love for her family, her love for these wonderful people, then what happened was it gave birth to that idea, to that which Joseph symbolizes, that wisdom that sees in that higher way how to create and bring forth that which is on our hearts. So from that place, we begin to perceive differently, to understand differently. But the power comes when we move from that state, which you, I'm sure, often touch in yourself. That state of love and of wisdom that you have. And it moves into expression. That's what creates the new consciousness. That's what creates what the Christ child is symbolizing within us. That which is born into a whole new level of expression in our lives, which brings that transformative energy that touches, doesn't need to be by some grand creation. What a simple act that was. And yet it touches and changes and uplifts, giving expression to that feeling of love and the wisdom that flows through it. That's our nativity. And how wonderful that we touch back into it again and again. Now, one of the things that happens at Christmas time is we get those connections with family and things are a little different in our lives, and sometimes we get a chance for a little transformation in some of those family relationships. Have you ever noticed how sometimes that old stuff comes up? I used to love to show back home and suddenly realize I was there at about the level of a 12-year-old talking to my mother and going, "Who is this man?" It's just so interesting how that chance from family, but also it's a time when in other parts of our lives, people are open and receptive. We're in a different place. We're touching at work or in our friendships or the things that we're about. We get to touch people differently. And we have that invitation to all of us to go into the heart. To bring all those feelings of, oh my goodness, I can't, and why not, and not enough, and that junk. And bring it into quiet. It's okay that it's there. But there's something so much deeper. To touch that love that is the Mary in you. That exquisite feeling of love and care and compassion that you are. And to let that beautiful wisdom that comes from the very highest within you to come forth and then to act on it, to put that into power, to put it into creation, to put it into motion, and know that it will touch in the way that brings forth the greatest. And isn't that what calls us each Christmas? That chance to touch anew, to bring forth that new consciousness into expression, however that wisdom calls us. So my guess is a couple of at least here have already seen an assignment. Now, not all of you. Some of you, there's no challenge, and life is just an exquisite divine order. But for some of us, maybe there's a little transformation that would like to happen this Christmas. So just go in your mind, touch that beautiful place, that stable, where that energy of transformation brings birth to a beautiful, new, and a Merry Christmas. Bless you.
Thank you, David. I know my heart skipped a beat when you said get in touch with that Mary part of you. Thank you. If you would like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask our heart ministers. They will be available after the service here in the sanctuary and on the patio, and our heart ministers wear the lavender stoles. You're also invited to place a prayer request in our prayer box by the front door or in the book center, or by selecting the prayer request button on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. At the close of service today, we request that you allow children and Reverend David to exit the center row before the rest of us follow. And now it's time for our prosperity celebration. For Love in Action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided at the back of each chair. I invite you to take your tithe, your love offering in your hand, and be aware that God is the source of all your good. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I'm grateful.
I'm sure you can sing the chorus with us on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Gabriel, the great archangel, filled with power and mirth, said, listen, all you people, time to celebrate, for the King of Kings has come to earth. To the manger, come and see his birth. Sing out, joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. You know he is the King of the world. Tell you what he'll do. Show us how to live our lives in miracles. Spirit always shine on through. Yeah, now joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Play it, John. Come and be filled with spirit and go out and have fun. What the Lord has told us all to celebrate, that we're all his chosen ones. Sing out, joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. the fishes in the deeper sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me.
All right, so we have our little ones here, we have our bigger ones practicing, and we have the teenagers out getting ready for the bake sale. So let's bless them all together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. All right. And we receive these gifts, knowing that the true gift is that deep commitment on each heart to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. In the Christ joy. Amen. Amen. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swinging, jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's a right time to rock the night away. A jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, the jingle horse, pick up your feet. The jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle in a jingling beat. That's a jingle bell rock. a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up the jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in a jingling beat. That's a jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.